Good morning, students. So today we are going to discuss next part of our fourth unit, and in this we are going to study about VSEPR theory and its applications. VSEPR theory means valence shell electron pair repulsion theory. Okay. So first of all, how and who discovered it? Okay. So this theory provides a simple procedure to predict the shapes of covalent molecules. Okay, when we have to say about the geometry of a molecule, then what we will be following? We will be following the postulates of VSEPR theory. So this was given by Sidgwick and Powell in 1940. Okay, they proposed it on the basis of repulsive forces between the electron pairs. Which electron pairs? Of the valence shell of the atom. And two other scientists, Nyholm and Gillespie, they further developed this theory. Okay, now what is there in this theory? The different postulates of this theory are as under. Very first postulate: the shape of molecule depends on number of valence shell electron pairs around the central atom. Means electron pairs are of two types: bond pairs as well as lone pairs. So how many total electron pairs are there around the central atom, that number will decide the geometry or shape of the molecule. Okay, now pairs of electron which are in the valence shell, they repel each other. Okay, why they repel each other? Because electrons, when we are talking, then it means there is negative charge. So their electron clouds are of negative charge and similar charges will repel each other. So they repel each other. Okay. Now, because of these repulsive forces, what happens? These pairs of electrons, they tend to occupy such positions in space that there is minimum repulsion and maximum stability of the molecule. And minimum repulsion is only possible when they are at the maximum distance from each other. Okay. So, when they do this, then it results in a particular geometry or shape of the molecule. Okay. Now the valence shell is taken as a sphere with the electron pairs localizing on the spherical surface at maximum distance from one another. Okay. Now one more important thing is, when there is a multiple bond, then what we will say? How we will treat multiple bond? If there is double bond or there is triple bond, then actually there are two pairs and here there are three pairs, but we will not consider this as two pair and this as three pair. We will consider multiple bonds as a single electron pair. We will consider multiple bonds as single electron pair, and that we will use for deciding the total number of electron pairs, and on the basis of that we will decide the geometry of the molecule. Now, as we said that there is repulsion between the electron pairs. So electron pairs are of two types: lone pairs and bond pairs. Lone pair is represented as Lp and bond pair is represented as Bp. Okay. So repulsive forces, their magnitude is in the order Lp is maximum, Lp-Bp is after that, and Bp-Bp is minimum. Means the repulsive force, it follows the order lone pair is greater than lone pair bond pair, and which is greater than bond pair. Okay. Now Nyholm and Gillespie, they refined Vesper model by explaining the important difference between the lone pairs and bond pairs. So what they said? They said that lone pairs are localized on the central atom. Okay, lone pairs are localized on the central atom. Each bonded pair is shared between two atoms. So what they said, that lone pair, when we are saying that there is a lone pair, then where it will be? It will be on the central atom only. Okay, whereas bond pairs, they will be shared between the two atoms. So what it results in lone pair electrons in a molecule occupy more space as compared to bond pairs of electrons. Okay, this results in greater repulsion between lone pairs of electrons as compared to lone pair bond pair and bond pair repulsions. Okay, so why this is maximum? Because they occupy more space and so they repel each other with more power. Okay, now when we use all these postulates, then how we can predict the geometry? Okay, now we can divide our molecules in two categories. First category, when central atom has no lone pair. When central atom has no lone pair, then their geometry is called regular geometry. We say their geometry is regular geometry. Okay, now here we have taken three examples. If central atom is surrounded by 2, 3 or 4 bond pairs. Now see, we are talking about such molecules in which there is absence of lone pairs. Okay, so if there are 2, 3 or 4 bond pairs, then what will be the geometry? Well, now what we have to see, this is the central atom and these two are surrounding atoms, and so there are total 2 bond pairs around the central atom. Now we have to arrange all these atoms in such a way that there is maximum distance between them, so that there is minimum repulsive force and so maximum stability is there. So it is only possible when they are arranged in this fashion, which is called linear geometry. When there are 3, then they must be placed in this manner, which is called trigonal planar. Okay, and when there are 4, then they should be arranged in space in tetrahedral fashion. Okay, so if they are arranged as linear fashion, then there is bond angle of 180 degree. When they are arranged in trigonal planar form, then the bond angle is 120 degree, and when they are arranged in tetrahedral form, then the bond angle is 109.5 degree. Now see, 109.5 degree angle is for all. There are 4 such angles. This is also like that, this is also like that, and between these two also the angle is same. Here also 120, 120, 120. Okay, so this way you have to remember. So we have taken this example BeF2. If we talk about Be, then Be has 2 valence electrons like this, and F has 7 valence electrons. So there will be like this. Okay, so this central atom is surrounded by 2 bond pairs, so it will be having linear geometry. Similarly for BF3, there are 3 electrons around boron, so 3 fluorine atoms will be attached in this manner. Similarly for CF4, there are 4 electrons around carbon and 4 F atoms will attach itself with carbon, and there will be formation of tetrahedral geometry. Now if there are 5 bond pairs around central atom, then how they will be arranged? They will be arranged in the form called trigonal bipyramidal, or sometimes we say triangular bipyramidal. That is one and same thing. And if there are 6 electron pairs around the central atom, which are all bond pairs, then octahedral geometry will be there. So this is triangular bipyramidal or trigonal bipyramidal, and this is octahedral. Now how the atoms are arranged, how the pairs are arranged? See, this is our central atom and these 3 are in the same plane. These 3 are in the same plane, just like in trigonal planar. Okay, and there is bond angle of 120, 120, 120 in all these 3. Okay, now this one and this one, these two are atoms which are placed one above the triangle and one below the triangle. Okay, so this way we arrange these 5. Now for 6, how we arrange? These 4 are like the 4 corners of square, and they all are in the same plane. Now this thing is above the plane, this thing is below the plane, so there are total 6 atoms which are bonded with central atom, and this geometry is called octahedral geometry. Now let us discuss it collectively. If there are 2 electron pairs, then geometry is linear and bond angle is 180. Okay, for example BeCl2. When there are 3 electron pairs, geometry is trigonal planar and bond angle is 120, and example is BF3. If there are 4 pairs, bond pairs, then the geometry is tetrahedral geometry, bond angle is 109.5 degree, and the example is methane CH4. When there are 5 electron pairs around the central atom, then geometry is trigonal bipyramidal. Okay, and example is PCl5. When there are 6 electron pairs, then the geometry is octahedral. Okay, and the example is SF6. In case of trigonal bipyramidal, 3 atoms are on the same plane, and 4th and 5th is one above the plane and one below the plane. Similarly, for octahedral, 4 atoms are on the same plane, and 5th atom is above the plane and 6th atom is below the plane. Okay, so this way we can remember this. Now suppose there is presence of lone pairs. Now it is second category when we talk about the molecules which possess lone pairs also. Now see, here we are taking this AB2E. Now see, here B stands for bond pairs, E stands for lone pairs. Okay, so when we are saying AB2E, it means A is central atom, B is number of bond pairs, and E is lone pairs. Okay, empty or lone pair we can say. Now when we have written AB2E, it means A is central atom, these two are surrounding atoms which are bonded with bond pairs, and this is lone pair. Okay, so if all are bond pair, total pairs are 3, so 3 will be arranged in the form trigonal planar. But here, since there is no atom involved, so this pair is lone pair and it will repel this also and this also, means there will be lone pair bond pair repulsive force. So because of this, the shape becomes bent shape. Okay, for example sulfur dioxide SO2. Similarly, if we take AB3E, then A is central atom, there are 3 bond pairs and 1 lone pair. So there are total 4 pairs. So 4 pairs mean it should be arranged in tetrahedral fashion. So if we arrange in tetrahedral fashion, then at one end there is no atom. So there is a lone pair and that will repel all the bond pairs, and because of that this tetrahedral shape should be trigonal pyramidal, or simply we can say pyramidal. If you write pyramidal only, that is also correct. So we can remember tetrahedral shape changes to pyramidal shape if there is 1 lone pair and 3 bond pairs. For example, ammonia NH3 molecule is in which nitrogen has 5 electrons. So 3 electrons will combine with 3 hydrogens and 1 pair will remain as it is, and there will be formation of pyramidal geometry. Okay. Now we take AB2E2. It means 2 bond pairs and 2 lone pairs. So the geometry is supposed to be tetrahedral because there are total 4, but there are 2 lone pairs. So because of these 2 lone pairs, the geometry becomes bent. Because for geometry what we have to see? We have to see only exact number of atoms. So there are total 3 atoms, 1 is central atom, 2 are surrounding atoms, and central atom is having lone pairs. So lone pairs will repel each other. So it means there will be bent shape. For example, water molecule. Water molecule has oxygen as central atom, which has total 6 electrons. 4 electrons act as 2 lone pairs and 2 electrons are bonded with 2 hydrogens. So there is presence of 2 lone pairs and 2 bond pairs, and so the geometry becomes bent. Now we take AB4E. What does it mean? It means central atom is surrounded by 4 bond pairs and 1 lone pair. So total are 5. So there they should be arranged like 3 in a triangle, 1 above triangle, 1 below triangle. Now when in this case our lone pair number will keep on increasing, then what we are going to do? We are going to take lone pairs in the triangle only. Now here there is only one lone pair, so out of these 3 pairs which are at the triangle, we have taken one as lone pair. When it will increase, then 2 lone pairs we will take at the triangle. When it will further increase, then all the 3 we will take as lone pairs. Okay, because what we have to do, we have to keep our atoms at the maximum distance. So when we do so, then this shape becomes like seesaw, which you see in the park where 2 kids sit on the other 2 ends and one goes up and one goes down. It is like that game. Okay, so it is seesaw shape, and this is example is SF4. In case of SF4, the geometry is seesaw geometry. Okay, now when we talk about AB3E2, then there are 3 AB3E2, then there are 3 bond pairs and 2 lone pairs. Okay, now total are 5, so they will be also be arranged in the trigonal bipyramidal form or triangular bipyramidal form. So out of those 3 at the triangle, we will take 2 as lone pairs. So it will be looking like T, English letter T. So we will say it is T shaped. For example, ClF3 is T shaped. Here Cl is central atom. It contains 7 electrons, so 4 electrons will be as 2 electron pairs and 3 will be bonded as bond pairs. Okay, now AB5E, here 5 bond pairs and 1 lone pair is there. So total are 6, so they will be arranged in the form of octahedral form, where 4 are at the corners of square, 1 above square and 1 below square. Now in this case, we have to take, when number of electron pair will keep on increasing, which are acting as lone pair, then we will take above the square and below the square as lone pairs. Now in this case, there is one lone pair, so we have taken one lone pair which is below the square. Okay, now if we see, then its geometry is square pyramidal. Square pyramidal. If we join these 4 which are on the same plane and we join those 4 corners with the upper atom which is above the plane, then it gives a shape of pyramid. So we say it is square pyramidal. For example, BRF5. BRF5 is an example of square pyramidal geometry. Now if you take AB4E2, then it means there are 4 bond pairs and 2 lone pairs. Then both the pairs above the square and below the square will be taken as lone pairs and others will be taken as bond pairs. So it will be giving rise to a square structure. So we will say it is a square planar geometry. For example, XEF4. XEF4 is square planar geometry. Now we have discussed about different types of categories of molecules in which there is presence or absence of lone pairs. Now let us discuss few examples of all types. First of all, AB2E type. Now it means B means bond pairs, okay, and E means lone pairs. Okay, now here what we are going to say, in this particular case we will take multiple bond, as one of the postulate of Vesper theory is that multiple bonds are treated as single bond or single pair. So here if we take this molecule, sulfur dioxide molecule we are talking about, then sulfur has 6 electrons in its valence shell, so it shares two electrons with both the oxygen atoms. So it forms double bond with both the atoms, oxygen atoms. So there are 4 bond pairs around sulfur, but they are in the form of two double bonds. Two double bonds. So because of two double bonds, we will be considering it as two bond pairs for writing its geometry. So these 4 total bond pairs are equal to 2 bond pairs as far as our geometry is concerned, and there is one lone pair. So because of this, the geometry will not be linear, it will be bent geometry. If we talk about carbon dioxide, then its geometry is linear. Okay, so sometime the question comes, CO2 is linear but SO2 is bent, why? So what we will say? We will say, in case of CO2 there is absence of lone pair around the central carbon atom, so the geometry is linear. But if we take SO2, then there is presence of lone pair at sulfur, which gives repulsive forces to bond pairs, and so the bond angle decreases, and so we can say that carbon dioxide is linear because of absence of lone pair around carbon, and sulfur dioxide is bent because of presence of lone pair at the sulfur. Okay. Now if we talk about AB3E type, for example, we are taking ammonia molecule. Okay, then for ammonia, N is the central atom and there are 5 electrons around nitrogen. Okay, so out of those 5 electrons, one lone pair is there with nitrogen and 3 bond pairs are there. So because of this lone pair will repel the bond pairs, and the repulsive forces will result in decrease of the bond angle. So bond angle is supposed to be 109 degree 28 minutes or 109.5 degree, but it comes out to be 107 degree because of repulsive forces by the lone pair present at nitrogen. Okay, similarly in this case also there was decrease in the bond angle because of these repulsive forces. Okay, now 2 more examples. AB2E2 type. When we talk about water molecule, then oxygen is the central atom which contains 2 lone pairs and 2 bond pairs. Okay, so since the number of lone pairs is more, so there will be more repulsive forces as compared to ammonia. So in case of ammonia, the bond angle decreased from 109.5 degree to 107. In this case, it will be further decreased and it will be 104.5 degree. Okay, and the geometry will be bent shape. Okay, now AB4E. In this, there are 4 bond pairs and 1 lone pair. So we will be taking 2 examples. Okay, now see, we have taken one example only and we will be discussing it like this. Here in this case, okay, now see, in case of SF4 there are 6 electrons around the sulfur. There are 6 electrons around sulfur. So 4 fluorine atoms are present, so 4 of its electrons will be used in making bond pairs and 1 lone pair will be there. Now if we arrange in 2 different ways, then we will compare first and then we will say which is the structure to be preferred. Now see, we have written in 2 ways. In A portion, what we have done, we have taken that particular electron pair as lone pair which was supposed to be above the plane. Okay, if we do so, then there is more lone pair bond pair repulsion. Okay, so this lone pair will repel all these 3 bond pairs. Okay, So there will be more repulsions. There will be more repulsion in this case. But if we take this second structure, if we take second structure, then what happens? Then the atoms are at far distance. The atoms or bond pairs, they are at the maximum distance, and in this case repulsive force will be less. Okay, in this case there are more repulsive forces, so it will be less stable. In this case there are less repulsive forces, so this will be more stable. So what will be the result? Result will be that we will prefer this form, and this form is called seesaw geometry. So we will discard this and we will select this. So here we have just shown that why do we do this, why we do this type of arrangement, why not this. Okay, because if we do not arrange in seesaw fashion, then repulsive forces are more, and more repulsive forces means they make the molecule as unstable. Okay, so this geometry is, the preferred geometry is seesaw geometry for SF4 molecule. Okay, now we have discussed all the types of categories of molecules which can be formed on the basis of VSEPR theory. So you have to learn this properly. This is very important theory, as this whole thing is applicable when we are going to discuss about hybridization. Okay, so you have to learn it very properly. Okay, on the basis of this you just solve these home assignments. Okay, thank you.